Next, I'm actually gonna put a little bit of cheese, Parmigiano. And by a little, I mean a lot. All right, guys, today we're making Crespelle alla Fiorentina. This is a staple of Florentine cuisine, Firenze. In fact, I cooked this dish during my graduation ceremony in culinary school. Nice little crepes filled with spinach, ricotta, and then we baked them with a nice bechamel sauce and then a little bit of passata tomatoes. After that, we are having some fun with some beans. We're doing a Cacio Pepe play, but in this case, we're using beans. But before we start cooking, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's get cooking here. Let me grab a few things. Some milk, we got some eggs, and we have some flour. We're gonna do 3/4 cup of milk, 3/4 cup of water. Easy. 3 eggs, 1.5 cup of flour. We'll add a little pinch of salt. And I'm gonna do about 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm gonna blend this until it's smooth. Okay, now you need to relax this, right? And you need to relax it by letting it rest so that the gluten actually has time to really become one with the entire batter. And this needs to be in the fridge for at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes, right? You can also make this in the morning and then go back at night. But again, you kind of want to use it the same day. It's going to go into the fridge, and then we're going to start with the next step. Okay. It's a fairly thick consistency, but not too much, right? What you want is a non-stick pan. We have our melted butter here. I take a little pastry brush. We're really trying to coat the entire pan with butter so that the Crespelle doesn't stick to it. And then we're gonna start with our first Crespelle. The heat needs to be like medium-low. And it's gonna take you a little bit to figure it out how much to use. We want this Crespelle not to be too thick, at the same time not too thin. 1/4 cup. Once it's in there, what you want to do is you kind of want to cover the whole pan, right? Because you really want this a thin, delicate Crespelle. So we're waiting now for our Crespelle to crisp up. And what's going to happen is that you're going to start seeing the edges slowly drying out and coming up. And that it's usually the sign that the Crespelle is ready to be turned around. The first Crespelle is just like the first pancake, okay? It's never gonna come out right, and that's okay. You're figuring out the heat, how much butter to put in there, kind of, trial and error. And then you're gonna get the hang of it, and then you're really gonna have fun with this. Ready to be flipped, flip it out. And on the other side, you really want that to cook for no more than 30 seconds. You don't need much on the opposite side. Doesn't look completely round, that's okay. We are just now figuring out the heat. So again, same process, butter. Then you're gonna take Crespelle. You're gonna kind of move it around, cover the entire pan. This is a big batch for a big group. This is a baked dish, right? So we're not making 1 or 2. We're actually, today I'm making about 12 to 14 Crespelle. I always count for a little extra just in case some break. Once you start making them, then you never stop. You're gonna finish the whole batch. You just do more than what you need. Look. Doesn't it look fun? Now we go into the filling. And the filling is made with spinach, garlic, there is a little ricotta in there, some Parmigiano. So let me get a couple of things. I'm grabbing ricotta, spinach, Parmigiano, garlic. Now, I wanna saute the spinach. We're gonna turn this on, do a little extra virgin olive oil. Now remember that butter that we melted? I have some left over, so we're just gonna kind of mix it up, why not? I'll take some garlic cloves, grate them in it, right? I'll do 3 of them. We got washed spinach here. These are baby spinach. Also, if you don't want to use fresh, frozen, it's absolutely fine. Now, spinach, you always want to put more than what you intend to use because all of this spinach is going to end up being 1/4 of what you have here. A little bit of salt. The salt starts telling the spinach to kind of start releasing the water. You got the extra butter. Okay, here you go. This is 12 ounces of spinach, and this is just enough to make the filling for our 12 Crespelle that we have. Some pepper, of course. But this is it. There is nothing really else to cook. We're gonna turn this off, and we're gonna start making the actual filling. Ricotta, look at this. All right, this is a kind of fancy looking ricotta. This is the real deal. Like, this is how we buy it in Italy. We're using 1 pound of this. Then we're gonna take the spinach. You don't need to squeeze anything out really, but you wanna make sure that you don't incorporate the liquid that the spinach released. That water, you don't want it in there. That's all I want. Now we're going to do 1 egg. Beautiful. A little bit of salt. Or a lot of it. The ricotta is gonna absorb a lot of seasoning, right? It's gonna absorb a lot of water. Our pepper. In Florence, we use ricotta and spinach for a lot of different things. And I'm gonna add a little bit of grated Parmesan as well. These are all preparations that I grew up with. That really the base of it, it's always ricotta and spinach. Very simple ingredients. I'm gonna add a little bit of nutmeg as well, which I love. It's an amazing spice. So at this point, you kind of want to also give it a nice taste and see, because this will be the only chance for you to really nail the seasoning. That's great. That's just really, really good. We made the filling, and now what we're gonna do, we're gonna make the bechamel sauce. We're gonna start with 3 tablespoons of butter. Very gently, you're melting this. So once the butter is melted, we're gonna go into our flour. 3 tablespoons of flours. 1, 2, and 3. Now at this stage, we're gonna mix this up. Now what we have here is something called roux. You wanna make sure that you keep like turning. I'll do 3 cups of milk. I like to add a little bit at the beginning. Slow down, kind of mix everything up, and then I add the rest. At this point, you can bring the heat up a bit, like medium-high. The more it heats up, the more it gets hot, the more it starts to thicken up. And that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. And then we're gonna do our last cup of milk. And this is gonna take about 20 minutes for it to come to a boil and then slowly combine and start to really create a beautiful bechamel sauce. This looks so good. Oh my God, gorgeous. Now, remember, this is just the base, right? This is just milk. So now I wanna kind of add flavoring to it. I'm going to do a little Parmigiano. You gotta love these box graters, like old school. Here you go. We'll do a little nutmeg right here. I'm carrying on the flavors that I have in other parts of this dish. So you have the nutmeg in there, you have the nutmeg in here, Parmigiano Reggiano. All right, we're gonna mix this up. Gorgeous. All right, we're almost done here. I need one more thing before we can start assembling everything, and I need like a tomato sauce, a pomodoro sauce. I use something called passata. In Italian means basically like smooth. Look how smooth this is, right? We are there. We're gonna start assembling our Crespelle. We got everything we need. Crespelle, filling, bechamel sauce, a baking sheet right here. This is where we're gonna bake our Crespelle. We are going to start with a little bechamel sauce. Once you start baking the Crespelle, don't stick to the bottom of the pan. So we're gonna do 4 at a time. So I'm gonna take the mixture, the garlic, I can smell from here. We're gonna do a dollop. This is just about a 1/4 cup of filling. There you go. We're gonna fold these almost like a burrito style, right? So it's just gonna be this side, then we're gonna do this side, and this side right here. And what you have here, here you go. These are Crespelle. It's gonna go right down, and voila. Same thing, one side, you press down, one side, you press down, then you're gonna take this, move it here, and then it's gonna go back on here. We're gonna do the same here, look. Close it, close this, close that. Boom. Look how cute this looks. I remember making this with my grandmother all the time in the kitchen. It was like, it was a ritual we would have, you know, every weekend. You can kind of like snuggle them in, they're soft, you can kind of mold them. We're gonna finish this off. So we're gonna do the bechamel sauce. We're gonna cover this up, because this is really gonna be the glue that is gonna bring all of this together. Next, I'm actually gonna put a little bit of cheese, Parmigiano, and by a little, I mean a lot. Done. And then we do a little bit of tomato passata right on top of those Crespelle that you just made, so that you actually know how many you got in here. I like to finish this off before it goes into the oven with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Nice and crisp, it's gonna bubble up. This is gonna go into the oven. We're gonna cover this up, 400 for 20 minutes, and then we're gonna check again, take the foil out, and let it all bubble up. Brooks, are you guarding the oven? Oh yes, oh yes. I'm gonna let it cook for another 10 minutes so that you get the nice crispy on top that we all like. Okay. Oh my God, this looks so good. Oh my God. bubbly, it smells amazing, it's delicious. But this is the thing, you want this to rest, okay? So this is, again, self-control right now. You want to make sure that you just let it rest for at least 20 minutes. All the flavors, the heat needs to come down, and you also want to make sure that once you serve it, it's gonna kind of stay together. Crespelle, ready to go. I like the edges, you know, I like the edge parts. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I'm actually gonna go 2. Look at that. Boom. This looks great. Hold on. I'm gonna finish off a bit of Parmigiano, and then I also like with the olive oil on top. Okay, I'm excited for this. Oh my God, look at that. Wait. Look at this. This looks so good. This is so good. Crespelle alla Fiorentina kind of brings me back. This is one of my favorite recipes. It wasn't that complicated, yet the flavors feel like you have been cooking for like hours, if not days. Next, I'm gonna make a little play on a cacio e pepe, but not pasta, we're using beans. I'm gonna make a little coffee because I've been cooking all day, okay? So here you go, little mocha. Cacio e pepe is a pasta of Rome, right? It's cheese and pepper, really that's what it means, cacio cheese, pepe pepper. We're doing butter beans. They are called butter beans because guess what? They're very buttery. And the flesh is like nice and smooth, and that's kind of what I want. Now, when you buy beans, they come with this beautiful water right here. I don't want to use the water from both cans, but I definitely want the water from one. Okay, so I'm just gonna take these, I'm gonna literally like, look, oh my God, look how beautiful these are. And then I have the second can here. Now, I don't need the liquid in this, so I'm just gonna strain it over the sink. I don't need to rinse them, they're just like that. This liquid here is really what's gonna allow me to create this nice creamy base for my cacio e pepe. Now I'm going to actually grab a couple of shallots and some butter. What we're gonna do with the shallots, we're going to mince them and we're gonna add them as a base of our cacio e pepe. Fun fact, you know, in Tuscany, where I'm from, we are also called mangiafagioli because we eat so many beans. I'm just gonna like very finely slice this. If a leek and a red onion had kids, what comes out of it is a shallot. So I take my shallot, put it in the pan. Don't want to be shy on the butter, right? Here you go. And then I also do a little bit of olive oil, not too much. This is mostly like a butter-based dish. So this goes on the stove, medium-low, all right? Nice and slow. We don't want the shallots to burn. Pepper, whole peppercorns. I like to actually toast it as a whole, and we're gonna go right into the pan. You wanna do this at a very low heat, right? A lot of these spices get activated with fat and heat, and you can really enjoy the full flavor of the spice. The peppercorn here are starting to dance a bit, right? They're starting to like pop here and there, and that's fine. You can actually give it a nice stir. All right, so right here, my butter and shallots are done. They're nice translucent. This is ready to actually chop up. So I'm gonna take this, move it on here. I'm gonna take my favorite tool ever, a mallet. I feel like I'm like a judge. It's kind of fun. All right, so we got our parchment paper. You got the peppercorn here, right? We're just gonna put that in here. Boom. Just to be safe, I close it like all sides. You never know. And then once you have it like this, this is cook kitchen therapy, guys. Feels so much better. Oh my God, yes. It's literally 2 ingredients in this recipe, and you want a lot of pepper in here. We're taking this, we're going right into the pan with the shallots. Oh yes, delicious. Now we're gonna mix this up. At this stage, look all this foam that's happening here. This is beautiful already. We're going to add our beans. These are our butter beans right here. Remember, there is like the liquid of 1 can of the butter beans in here, which we want. Fantastic. At this stage, we're also gonna salt. I'm not gonna salt too much right away because I'm adding 2 cheeses at the end. So while this is going, you're gonna let this cook for 4 to 5 minutes, very low. If the water goes down too much and evaporates, you can add a little more. While this goes, I want to do a little brown butter moment. We'll do brown butter and sage. So I got some sage here. I'm just gonna pick some sage leaves. The sage is gonna go on top of the dish, but the brown butter I'm actually gonna melt and incorporate into this. Gonna give it a stir here. It's starting to thicken up because the beautiful starch that we had in the can of beans, it's doing its magic. My sage and my butter, oh my God, yes. So I'm just gonna take the sage away because I'm gonna use that on top of the beans as garnish. And then I'm gonna save this. I'm not gonna put it in there yet. I will. So I'm moving it right here where my cheese is. And see how thick this is getting? That's it. I don't want it any drier because I'm gonna add the cheese to it. And it's gonna basically starting to like, you know, really get creamy and thick. Not too thick, right? So you can always adjust with some water if you need to. Oh yes. See, literally 3 minutes, right? The beans already cooked. I don't want this to overcook and become like a paste. I like for this dish to use 60% pecorino, 40% parmigiano. So we got pecorino here, Romano. Here you go. You also want to kind of follow here a little bit how you feel that morning. Do you feel like you want to eat a lot of cheese? Sure. Okay, we got cheese in there. That butter, the brown butter I had. Oh yes. Brown butter, it's like candy. And now you're gonna mix everything up. You want a creamy sauce, just like it's coming right now together, right? Look how beautiful this is. Oh my God, this is done. This is done. See how creamy this is? Oh, this is gonna become your favorite go-to side. Amazing. Then, the beautiful sage that we had fried. That's it. I'm trying to figure out what to do next, and I have to stop. There's nothing you wanna do next. It's gonna come Thanksgiving, you're gonna be like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do the butter squash. You're gonna be like, no. I saw Gabe making butter beans, but Cacio Pepe style, and people are gonna love you. They're gonna thank you for the next 10 years. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's just so good. It takes literally 15 minutes to make, and it's cheap, which we love, and it just reads so sophisticated. You make this, let me know how you like them. Enjoy.